Hello everyone, just Goran here and welcome back to building the Beekse Bergen. We are at the entrance of the zoo because today we are finally going to have a look at the brand new and improved Wildlife Foundation building. The Vriendenkraal, as it's also called. This is a building that a while ago I started to completely redo because I realized that the shape of it was entirely different than how I had initially built it. And as I started to work on it, I just got really inspired, I guess. The entire building has been built from the ground up. It's a lot more neat and tidy. We also redid the adoption parent sign over here in the new style that it has also been changed to in real life, and added a whole bunch more names onto here. So these are all sorts of people that have supported the channel or the project in any way, or are just people that I enjoy their content of or find inspiring. So yeah, just a whole bunch of names on here. I'm always terrified when making a list like this that I will have forgotten someone, and I probably did. But yeah, if you see your name on the list, good job, I remembered you. So yeah, super awesome thing right there. But we can already see all sorts of things on the inside of this building that are definitely worth checking out. So let's have a look at all of that, starting with the all of the little skeletons and things over here in the windowsill. So this is stuff that I have actually made myself. Very proud of that. Got a little Carlos moment right there. Made some human and monkey skulls, and then just some random other stuff that is meant to represent like any type of skull really. I also kept a lot of the props that we already had in this building before, like the bird nest or the vulture feathers, but all of the cabinets and things have been completely remade. We can also look inside of the cabinets to see some stuff in there, and on this side, this is where we have one of the first, I guess, guest builders of the Beekse Bergen. I don't think I've ever, maybe once I had someone make a car for me, but I didn't end up using it. So yeah, Carlos has been so kind to make some custom skeletons and even more, as we'll see as we turn around in a second, to put inside of this building. So over here, this is an African wild dog skeleton. It's a bit small one because I think it was a younger animal when it passed away. We also got, I think that's a hyena skull, and then yeah, a bunch of the props that I made. Let's not look at that one yet. Let's save the best for last for now, and also pause the game so we've got a bit more frames. On this side, we've got an amazing giraffe skeleton over here. So I already had a giraffe skeleton here before, which was one that was built by someone on the workshop all the way at the start of the game when it first came out, and it always served its purpose. But I was like, hey, Carlos, I feel like you could do better, right? Like, do you want to give it a try? And yeah, he was totally fine with that. And my god, what an amazing job he did over here with this giraffe skull. It is absolutely phenomenal, and I cannot be more excited about it. He also redid this rhino head for me. I was pretty happy with the one I had here before, but yeah, Carlos just added a bunch more detail to it, making it just ever so much better. And also the skull itself has also been improved a ton. Let's get to the craziest part, which is as we turn around over here, we've got more skulls, but more importantly, we've got a taxidermy tiger completely made out of gutters and egg pieces, and this took months for Carlos to finally be happy enough with it to send it over to me. And it went through so many iterations. Like, he built probably like 5 different versions of this before he was finally happy enough to send it to me. Carlos is such a perfectionist. Like, I thought I was a perfectionist, but no, he is so much worse, but in the best way possible. Like, I almost felt bad for asking him to do this for me, but he kept reassuring me like, no, he really enjoyed to do it. So my god, Carlos, thank you so much for what you did for this project, because all of the things you built over here are just beyond amazing. I mean, just look at the line as well. Those are gutter pieces for the mains. My god, it's unfathomable what you've accomplished here. It is just so freaking amazing. Now, I want to apologize to the next guest builder, because yeah, we also got some very cute little taxidermy. This is a tiger and a lion cub, and these were built by Jaguar X, who's mostly known for their birds, but yeah, they're very good at making tiny things. So I was like, oh yeah, the baby taxidermy things, I'm sure they would do an amazing job at, and they were happy to help me out with those. So that was super awesome. Thank you so much, Jaguar X, to you as well. So yeah, this is kind of a cool little guest build room now with just some of the most amazing things. And when I was doing a tour of the zoo with Leaf, we found out that this building definitely destroys PCs if you're not built for it. So that's fun. It's not surprising, but it was very fun to see. So yeah, super happy with how this building turned out. And yeah, that's it for this part of the video, but we are going to do some more things. We are basically, the point of this episode is going to be to do all sorts of odd jobs around the zoo, which I've also been doing in live streams, like updating things, placing signs, and what the main focus for the rest of this episode is going to be is the whole Congo area. So there's a bunch of things that have changed around the Congo area. There's a bunch of new food stands, like over here is going to be a new stand for spirellos, which is like a potato on a stick type thing. Over here is a new bar and a seating area belonging to that. There's a food truck over here. So that is all stuff that I've already begun working on. As you can see, I've laid out where the pathing and stuff is going to go with this red path over here. Then there's also some changes around here at the Bird of Prey show that has a bit of a new layout. So that's something I'm going to be working on as well. And I want to finish the Congo photo booth that I started a while ago on stream. The main bits are in place. I just need to make the actual photo machine device and then a bunch of custom signage around here. I've also been working on a bunch of signage around the zoo that was still yet to be done, like the giraffe shop sign over here. So that is also finished. So yeah, just a bunch of odd jobs happening around the zoo, but starting with Congo over here, and we'll see what all the things that we end up being able to do in this episode are going to be. So I'm going to continue working on this area, and I'll see you in the next clip. So I couldn't get into the file today. That was fun. Luckily, Eben was able to help me fix it, and now it's working again. So I've been able to make a bit of progress on this area over here. As you can see, I've got 2 of the food stands in already. One is the new Spirello shop, which is moderately detailed. It's not as clean as I had hoped, but the new Oceania skirt pieces over here did come in clutch. They were very nice. The moment I saw this stand and the moment I saw the Oceania pack, I was like, match made in heaven. So yeah, really nice over there. I've also been doing some experimenting because this area is covered in this like tree bark stuff. So I do want to try to include that this way, and I think this is not going to cause any bugs because it is connected to the other paths as well. So guests can actually just walk on this. So I'm guessing this shouldn't cause any issues with guests getting stuck or anything like that, but time will tell. And yeah, over here then we have another food stand. This one's closed down, and they really only open this one when it's really busy in the zoo. And yeah, this is for burgers and sandwiches, I guess, because that's what the thing says. Okay, this is kind of a weird thing to just throw in the middle of the episode, but today I was once again having issues loading into the file, so I was not very happy. So here's a bunch of the things that I did to get it working again. And in this case it was turning off or getting rid of all of my mods except for free build. Future Goran here. When I loaded into the zoo without mods, I also put my graphic settings on lowest, and this actually seemed to have more of an impact because as soon as I tried to load into the zoo with high graphics again, it didn't work. So now whenever I'm loading into the zoo, I first turn my graphics to lowest, and then when I open the zoo I can put them on ultra again. It's really annoying, but at least that's getting me into the zoo at least like 20% of the time. So yeah, I'm pushing the game to its limits here, and it shows. So I hope I can finish the project, but we'll have to wait and see. And now I'm in the file again. Everything's buttery smooth because we also got rid of all the animals. That's what I did yesterday to get back into the file. So now I'm just doing a whole bunch of preventative measures. Like I just lowered the depth of the entire lake to 1 meters. So now there is no deep water anymore, so there shouldn't be any problems with calculating deep water. I don't know, I've heard that this works. I think it was Eben who told me. So that's just one thing that I'm gonna try to do to have less performance issues and hopefully loading issues. The game's freezing because I put the water back in, but I picked the wrong water, so that's gonna be fun. I have to do this again. Oh. Anyway, by lowering the transparency down quite a bit, you can't really see that the water is as shallow as it is. So it still looks fine, and that's a nice way to save some performance, hopefully. Another thing that I did, which was recommended me by ZSH Plays, is that I ungrouped all of these trees. These were all large groups of hundreds of trees, and now they're all single trees, according to them, that can also help with loading issues in particular. So I did that. I also disabled climbing on everything. I don't think that's gonna matter a lot because we don't have animals, so it's not really going to navigate any climbing, but whatever, is all disabled. So yeah, that's just a bunch of stuff that I did to hopefully help with the performance issues and most specifically the loading issues. So if you're running into issues yourself, those are some things you can try, I guess. I don't have any proof that any of it actually works, but I mean, it's worth a shot, right? Anyway, I've lost all hope that we are going to be able to actually have animals in this zoo when it's finished, which is a big bummer, but it is what it is. At least we'll be able to finish it, and that's kind of my priority for now, so let's keep going. Hey, remember that playground we made in the last episode? Yeah, it's fucking gone. Looks like we're gonna have to change this area up quite a bit, but that'll come later. I just keep finding things that make me go like, yeah, I guess I should do that this episode as well, huh? Like I just found this roof, which we should definitely replace with the tropical pack roof pieces instead. And there we have it. Nice and updated. Not the cleanest, but it gets the job done very nicely, so cool. While we're at the bus stop, I also dropped in this. This is the kind of safari ranger school, whatever it's called, classroom. This is something that groups or like schools, I'm actually not sure, I've never been inside, but yeah, they can rent it to get a little class from a real ranger. As you can see on this sign, you got a ranger explaining stuff to kids. So yeah, this was already in the zoo. It used to be where the Elephant Valley is going to be, and yeah, now I just moved it over there, because that's where it has been moved in real life as well. In the meantime, I forgot to take before and afters of this, but we also have the brand new Bird of Prey show area over here. So we added in a bunch of the new signs, a bunch of the new netting pieces. I replaced the brick over here with the new temple bricks. I'm calling everything new still, as always. Yeah, the temple bricks just look so freaking gorgeous over here. I really wish that I could replace all the brick in the zoo with this brick, but I don't think it's worth the effort. It's so much work. But yeah, as for the area itself, yeah, I forgot to take before and after pictures of this. Something I should probably also add, but I'll do that whenever I get to making the camel field in the back a bit more detailed, is they actually have a bunch of wooden stuff on that big hill in the back over there, which a falconer during the show will drive to that hill, and they'll actually have some birds flying back and forth from there to the show area. So that's super, super cool, and yeah, I absolutely love the new Bird of Prey show. And what's also new is this little pond over here, and they'll throw in some fish for birds like the... I don't remember which bird it was, but I do remember that the fish was a little whale shark toy, so that was really funny. They basically just strapped a dead chick to a whale shark toy and threw it in the water to show how good the bird is at fishing. Alright, so over here at the Giraffe Field was another thing on my to-do list, because recently the zoo built a new viewing area over here. The old viewing area was on these like rafters, and they were completely sinking down, like the wood was starting to bend down completely, and it was at the verge of collapse. So it was closed off for a couple of weeks when they finally had the time to build a new thing. So that's what we're looking at right now. So we've got the same type of fence that we had at the rhino area, the white rhinos from last episode, and the viewing area is now a brick kind of outcropping with these retaining walls, keeping it from collapsing into the habitat, of course. And the moat over here has been dug out a bit more, like a new... It's like steeper now. The animals are still walking around there, which is fine. And what they also did is that they dug this moat into the body of water that was over here, so that it's now connected up, so there's water in this moat now. In real life, the water, at least over here, would be a little bit lower, but of course in Planet Zoo we are limited to the 1 meter differences, so this was the best I could do. So yeah, I feel like this doesn't feel safe for, like, in terms of how close the animals could get to the guests, but in real life it's not that drastic. But yeah, this is just the best that we could do. I'm really happy with how this turned out, especially the pathing underneath it. I'm super proud of. Like, if we just take this stuff out, it's just the exact shape I wanted it to be, and it took a lot of finicking to get right. But I'm so glad I did, because this is just really nice. Another thing crossed off, the new smoking area. So this is the one at the entrance. And yeah, I saw my reference photos that sadly, even though there is an ashtray, there are still cigarette butts lying all over the floor. So I hate people. And then over here on the other side of the zoo in Congo, there is also a smoking area right over here, kind of hidden away. And this one doesn't have chairs for some reason. And yeah, we also got a new fence over here. This used to be like the old African fetch pieces, which was okay at the time. Honestly, I always should have done it this way. But yeah, I guess it never occurred to me to use the liana vine pieces this way until I built that in Farmashadi, and ever since I've used them all over the place. But yeah, this looks really good. The fence looks very nice. Got the new sign as well. And then on the other side, we've got the same thing. And, oh, this one's not attached yet. We got the fence that we built, or we got this sign that we put here in one of the most recent streams. But that should be on the fence, of course. So let's put it right there. And then this is also done. Logs at the gorilla habitat are in place. This was a change that was made a while ago to make the path wider so that cars can drive through here in case of emergencies. So yeah, that is in now. Also, all of these rope fences are in. So just another thing checked off the list. This episode really has just gone from let's build some things around Congo to let's finish everything left to finish within the zoo. And I'm not complaining about it. I'm very happy that we have all of these things done now. So yeah, over here back at the entrance now, we finally have the little parking ticket machines over here, which has that little shack. Made some custom corrugated sheets again, using the cable pieces and some grunge pieces. We did this for the Congo photo as well when we started to build that like a year ago. Oh my god. But yeah, one of them is broken at the moment. It was the case in my reference photo as well, and I thought it was funny. So cool. This is where you get your parking tickets. Very nice. As we enter the zoo, we got the fast lane sign over here, and I also did some changes to the actual entrance, like some invisible changes basically, which is that I now put an entrance in this entrance instead of over there, and I put it upside down, which actually works. And what I'd previously done was I sank the entrance underground and then used FreeBuild to move the terrain back above it, so it was basically buried, which seemed to work at the time, but I kept seeing staff members kind of dip into the ground as they were walking over it and stuff, and I just wasn't happy. And then I figured, what if I turn it upside down? And yeah, it works, and they don't dip into the ground anymore. The only funny thing that happens is that, you know, when sometimes a person gets stuck and they get teleported to the entrance, yeah, they do end up upside down, but as soon as they try to walk away, they will flip back up again. So it's completely fine. It's just really funny that we have a way to get upside down staff members now. That's just great. I mean, we can probably use that for something. I don't know. I love how I'm still building this zoo for guests, even though we'll probably never have guests in the zoo again. I mean, I just let some guests in earlier today to see if this worked. And it's just so much fun to see them walking around. I really do hope that when we're done, I will be able to open up the zoo at least temporarily to record some footage and things. Anyway, I'm rambling again. I should keep this episode concise because we have so much to see. I replaced this thing. I once again, I forgot to take before and after photos. I did it once this episode, and it would have been so good if I just did it everywhere. But yeah, this thing was broken because of the LODs of the planks, and it was also kind of the only sign remaining in the zoo that was not built out of font pieces. I think there's one left that's built out of like gutters, but yeah, was worthy of an update, and I'm really glad I made it as detailed as I did. I made sure to put my all into the giraffes, because there's a few signs this episode that I've made that don't have giraffes in them where they should, like this one over here. So I figured, you know, before I get excuse of giraffe erasure, I might as well go all out on these giraffes. So there we go. You cannot be mad at me for erasing giraffes on the other signs, because I did really good. Yeah, no, super happy with that. We also go from like one of the most detailed signs in the zoo now to the least detailed sign in the zoo, which is I built the entrance photo booth safari studio over here. Yeah, this is supposed to be like a photo of the lions in the zoo. I didn't have it in me anymore. I just want to be done right now. I've built so much over the past week. I just need to stand. So yeah, I did not make the pictures that are on this booth as detailed as I could have, perhaps. I also see now that the lion sign is sticking through, so I'm just gonna get rid of that because it's not worth the effort. So yeah, this is the Safari Studio photo booth of the entrance. But you may be wondering, hey, didn't we start making a photo booth at Congo Square like a year ago in a live stream, and then we abandoned it completely and never touched it again? Also, at the start of this episode, I said that I would finish it. Well, why don't we head over there instead? You can tell that I haven't been getting a lot of sleep lately because I am completely all over the place. But yeah, here we are at Congo Photo. This is the same thing, but then in Congo Square. I actually built this one first, but since we were at the entrance already, I figured I'd show that one first. But yeah, we got a bunch of signage. These are like all pictures and then the prize. And this thing also should have a giraffe on it, but I didn't bother to make one. And yeah. That's it. It's the thing we built a year ago, finally done. I actually found a reference photo in which this looks different again, but we're done. It's good enough. We are finishing up this zoo. Oh yeah, I also finished this thing that we did on a live stream. I put the windows in the ceiling of this giraffe shop, and the only thing left to do now is build the bar at Congo, which for some reason I have been putting off all episode because I don't know why. I just didn't feel like building it, but I guess now I have to because it's the only thing left on my to-do list for this episode. See, the thing about this episode is that the to-do list keeps growing. So another thing from the to-do list, which was added after that clip was recorded, is the menu sign of the Crocodile, which is the little snack bar place over here. This is probably also a dated sign that probably shouldn't be there anymore. I'm just gonna remove it and pretend like nothing's there. I also see now that I should add some netting pieces, but we can do that on a live stream like we did last time. Let's just wrap this up and look at the bar, because I've been completely burning myself out all week building all of this stuff, and I need a break. So I just really want to just release this episode and be done for a while. Maybe do some key park, maybe just play a different game in my own time. Let's just wrap this up. I'm rambling. We're done. Bar. I'm going insane. The bar is good. It's not 100% accurate. It's also not like the summer variant. Outside of the summer, this is not in use, so pretty much all the valuables get taken out and it's just an empty shell of a building. So that's what it is. You've got the menus kind of like stored away there. And I didn't even put the fridge in because I just didn't bother. When it's in use, I'll put like a bar inside of this. It's bigger in real life, don't worry. And yeah, they'll serve drinks and stuff from here, even alcoholic beverages. Not that I would know, I don't drink them. Even though it's not 100% accurate, it does get the vibe across of the thing that's here in real life, and that's the most important part. So I'm happy with it. It's got a backside that has this metal box or whatever. It's done. We're done. Did I show this yet? There's more of it. Here's the seating area. My brain is fried, and we're gonna wrap this up over here. So one thing I did not mention yet this episode is that these things should go, but I just don't want to get rid of them, so I'm keeping them. This is my zoo, I can do whatever I want. I understand why they removed these signs in the real zoo. It's because there's no sea lions anymore, and also these signs, actually, I don't know if people know that, but these signs are also in Aqua Zoo Leeuwarden, which is a different zoo from the same company. So I guess they were just like, yeah, you know, the other zoo has them. We don't need them here. So yeah, but I still want to keep them because I'm really proud of them. So was that worth the tangent at the end of the episode? Definitely not. Thanks for watching.